All right, we're good to go. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Brooklyn. I'm Ian Eagle, play-by-play voice of the Brooklyn Nets on the Yes Network. I'm actually much taller on television. You shouldn't be alarmed by this particular viewpoint. And we want to welcome those of you watching on brooklynnets.com. We are live on the internet right now. I'm even taller on the internet. So TV's one thing, internet's a whole other level. This is a monumental day for this organization and for this borough, and we're so pleased that you could be here today to be a part of it. We welcome you to the Hospital for Special Surgery Training Center. This is the new practice facility for the Brooklyn Nets, and we are so pleased that you are here. It is spectacular. It is incredible. I just got my first tour of it. I came by here about a year ago, saw the site, and thought to myself, well, this is going to be a lot of work. And this is the reality. You're sitting in the reality of this vision. Before this construction began, I think you all recognize and understand the last year and a half has taken an immense amount of manpower and foresight for this to become what we are sitting in today. We're sitting in a world-class NBA training facility in Sunset Park, which is becoming one of Brooklyn's most vibrant neighborhoods. So as the rise of this area of Brooklyn coincides with this franchise, there's a symbiotic relationship that's now taking place that's going to be part of this for many, many years to come. After our speakers portion of the program concludes, we'll have a photo op right here at the podium. We'll break down for one-on-one interviews as well. In addition, we'll have a brief youth basketball game because ultimately that's why we're here. It's about hoops. It's about basketball. And following the interviews, we will instruct you how to take a tour of this facility. If you didn't sign up for the tour at check-in, we'll have some opportunities for you to visit the table after we conclude the speakers portion of our program. Right now, I'd like to begin things by introducing the owner of the Brooklyn Nets and the man that has made all of this possible. Please welcome to the podium, Mikhail Prokhorov.
Mayor de Blasio, Deputy Commissioner Tatum, Mr. Shapira, friends, players, colleagues. At last, this day has come. The Nets are 100% a part of Brooklyn. That's presumably why we're making this event by drinking freshly pressed juice and eating quinoa. In Russia, it would be a shot of vodka chased down by a boiled potato. But the main thing is that we have a lot of to celebrate with the opening of Hospital for Special Surgery Training Center. First of all, it's just beautiful. It's a great combination of raw grit and real style. That's the essence of the borough and the team. Second, it gives the players a state-of-the-art training facility that is both comfortable and functional. It will be the critical training tools for our players and play a very important role in our team's core structure. I hope the players will really love it and make it your own. And finally, from the day one we began work on the center, we have always wanted it to play a very important positive role for the community. We will be using it for public services, for business networking, and of course for sport clinics. It has and will continue to provide jobs, training, internships, and of course, promote local businesses. On behalf of all of us, let me thank Mayor de Blasio, Borough President Adams, the NBA Commissioner Adam Silva, and Deputy Commissioner Mark Tatum, Hospital for Special Surgery President and CEO Lou Shapira, UNEXIM Sport and Entertainment President Irina Pavlova, and of course, the Nets Senior Director of Operation Tony Brazilia, for their tireless work to make this day possible. And I raise a glass of green apple juice to you and to this fabulous place. Let's go Brooklyn, let's go Nets!
Thank you so much, Mikhail. Before we continue, I want to acknowledge and welcome some Brooklyn Nets players who joined us here today. Brooke Lopez, some applause. Rondé Hollis Jefferson. Fellow rookie Chris McCullough. Markel Brown is with us today. Sergei Karasev joining us. And big man Willie Reed, part of the group today. This is their new home, and if you get a chance, check out the Players Lounge back there. Free video games, no quarters, correct, Brooke? No quarters. That is a dream come true. All right, moving on to our next speaker. Despite his height, and he's 6'5", I'd say wingspan 6'9", he chose politics over the NBA. Tough choice, but he decided to go that route, and it turned out to be an excellent decision. It's our pleasure to welcome longtime Brooklynite and the mayor of New York City, Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Now, I'm not sure it was such a good decision, because for years I wondered, I didn't know Brooke Lopez back then, but I wondered what would be possible with a little bit of height and very limited talent if I could make it to the NBA. And Brooke, I want you to know, when I was going to high school, I was considered one of the tall people. And I went to high school in Massachusetts, and one day I'm walking down the hallway, considering myself one of the tall people in my class, and who walks by me but a new kid in our school, who you now know. His name was Patrick Ewing. He led our team to, I didn't get to play on the team with him, but he led our school to 2 state championships. So I often wonder about the path not taken. If I had just focused on basketball, who knows what might have happened. But you did, and you great gentlemen did, and I want to congratulate you because you make all of Brooklyn proud. The Nets mean so much to us. And ever since the Nets came to Brooklyn, this has been a real point of pride for Brooklyn and for all of New York City. I think for all the players and for everyone involved, I think you have a sense of what you mean to us, but I don't know if you know the fullness of it, because there's been an amazing pride all over Brooklyn. You see the caps, you see the T-shirts. It has been something that has added to a sense of Brooklyn as an extraordinary place, a special place, a place that's getting better all the time. And that's true for what the Nets have done for the whole city as well. So let's just take a moment to applaud everyone at the Nets for everything they're doing for us. And the fact it's now 100% Brooklyn means even more. This facility is absolutely beautiful. It's amazing. And this view, any New Yorker who comes here is going to feel instant pride. And I think for the players, this is going to have to be an energizing, amazing place to practice. And it's going to be something that you'll cherish as part of your experience as a Net. I want to thank everyone who's a part of making today happen. Mikhail Prokhorov, thank you very much for believing in Brooklyn and for all you have done for Brooklyn. It means a lot to us. I want to thank Mark Tatum from the NBA, Lou Shapiro from Hospital for Special Surgery, Andrew Kimball from Industry City, everyone who is part of making this thing happen. Yeah, it may have not been the typical thing for an NBA team to do, may have not been the traditional thing, but this is an example of the cutting edge, of doing things in a different way, of rooting the team and the players in the community. And it deepens the identity with Brooklyn, the connection to Brooklyn. I also want to thank Councilmember Robert Cornegy, who is joining us. Thank you for all you do for Brooklyn. Robert, 6'9", 6'10", 6'10", you even would have qualified ahead of me. You'd be playing with Brooke. So we all took the other path. But look, this is going to be an amazing facility for the community, for these young people and so many other young people. This is going to be a place where they get to have an experience that they'll remember their whole life, playing on the same courts that NBA players play on. It is a facility that has already meant a lot in terms of jobs for people in the community. 200 union construction workers built this facility. Good jobs for people from our community. There'll be 40 new permanent jobs as well. So a lot of good things happening here. And the fact that it will connect people to the Nets, it will give a new option in this incredible Sunset Park community for people to do great things and special things. That means so much to us. Now, I also want you to remember what's happening in Sunset Park. This is really an amazing moment. This facility as a flagship, everything that's happening at Industry City, the investments we're making at the Brooklyn Army Terminal, the incredible businesses, cutting-edge businesses, technology, fashion, all sorts of businesses coming into this area. And then on top of it, we just announced a few weeks ago the new Brooklyn-Queens connector. It'll be the first streetcar, first new light rail in New York City in many decades. It'll connect neighborhoods from Sunset Park all the way up through Brooklyn into Queens, into Astoria. So this is really a place where so much is happening. It all connects together. It's all going to make an impact for Brooklyn and beyond. There's a synergy here that's extraordinarily exciting. And I want to say the Nets are contributing greatly to what's happening here in Brooklyn in so many ways. So this is an exciting day for all of us. Thank you. Thank you to everyone. And I look forward to great things happening in this beautiful facility. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mayor de Blasio. Before we get to our next speaker, I do want to recognize a couple of dignitaries who are here today. Councilmember Carlos Menchaca is here. Thank you so much. Senior Advisor to the Borough President, Ingrid Lewis-Martin, also with us today. State Senator Marty Golden is here. State Senator Jesse Hamilton as well. And as the mayor mentioned, Councilmember Robert Cornegy joining us, front row seat. Also, thank you to Levy Restaurants, who catered today's lunch. We're fortunate to have Levy's as the food provider at Barclays Center as well. So for all of you that enjoyed a little bit of lunch earlier today, we appreciate Levy being a part of this as well. Yeah, I had the chicken. It was very good. A little bit of pasta on the side. Our next speaker was the visionary and leader for this project. She is the president of Onexum Sports and Entertainment, the company that oversees the Brooklyn Nets. And she has been such a big part of this organization, and what you see today, also part of her vision and her efforts. Please welcome Irina Pavlova.
Thank you so much. Mayor de Blasio, Deputy Commissioner Tatum, Mr. Shapiro, our wonderful guests, our players, thank you all so much for being here today. Welcome to the HSS Training Center, the new practice facility for the Brooklyn Nets. It's at times like these where you reach a certain pinnacle and you can look back and really get a smile of satisfaction thinking about how far you've come and how you got here. And this is the sense I get here today. Our journey, our journey here started 2.5 years ago, and it's been a very long road, and I'm really excited to share the end result of this with all of you. When we first came here, this was just an abandoned warehouse, and it definitely took a lot of vision, faith, and commitment to turn it into the beautiful facility that you see today. We looked at over 50 sites when selecting this one, and there's so many different things that came into play from proximity to Barclays Center, connection to the airport, and as you can probably appreciate it now, finding column-free space with enough clearance for two side-by-side basketball courts. It was not here when we arrived. Actually, the only thing that was here was the view. Everything else is the result of 2.5 years of very hard work on the part of a lot of individuals. So the rest of my speech will probably sound like an Oscar acceptance, but if anyone turns on elevator music, that is not going to slow me down. There's just a lot of people I have to thank for getting us to where we are today. So let me begin. First of all, thank you to Mikhail Prokhorov and Dmitry Razumov for their vision and actually seeing the potential in this space when they first came, for dedication to Brooklyn and to making Brooklyn Nets a truly Brooklyn team. It was a lot of work, a lot of support, including financial, and thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without you. And now I want to go back and kind of start, from the most recent, and I'll go back to, 2.5 years ago. Tony Brasili and Lindsay Derman, are you here? I hope they showed themselves. Tony, Lindsay? Oh, okay, please, two people, can you please come out here? Can we please give them a round of applause? Tony is the practice facilities manager for the Nets, and Lindsay works for Machete Development, who's been overseeing construction. And it is their endless hours and nights and weekends and the proverbial blood, sweat, and tears, and sometimes not so proverbial, that got us to where we are today. Thank you so much. Please, another round of applause. These two are the superstars. Thank you also to our friends from Gilbane Construction, Billy Gilbane, Jay Prabilski, and Rob Nelson. Our engineering team. I have a lot of people to go through, so maybe let's hold off on the applause till the end. Our engineering team at Severad, John Kangas, who actually solved the structural challenges associated with putting this huge facility into a 100-year-old building. It was no easy feat, and we really appreciate all the hard work that went into it. Also SSR, that tackled mechanical, electrical, and plumbing work for us. And I know it sounds like a law firm, WJHW, which stands for Wrightson, Johnson, Haddon, and Williams. These are the people that make sure that all of our audiovisual security systems, data networks, and access points are working and are really first class. Thank you. Also, our architects and design collaborators, Manic Architecture, Mancini, Duffy, and Gensler. Huge thank you to Sterling Development, Industry City, and Jamestown Partners for their continued support and cooperation in seeing this project through, and especially to Scott Milsom, Brian York, Brian Flanagan, Richard Brown, and Andrew Kimball. Also, a special thank you to Glenn Siegel from Belvedere Capital, who has really been an amazing partner in pushing us to the finish line. Thank you so much, Glenn. Really appreciate your support. Sorry, new page. I have 2 more pages to go through, so no worries. We can never thank Lou Shapiro and Hospital for Special Surgery enough for their support, so thank you once again. You've been a wonderful partner, and really excited to have you with us here as we open this new chapter in our franchise. And no good deal gets done without lawyers, right? Or deal in general. So ours are the best. Thank you so much to everyone at Aaron Fox, who assisted us with the lease, construction issues, and funding matters, to Proskar Rose for representing us on labor issues, and of course to our very own Jeff Gowertz and Carrie Cohen right there in the back, who represent the Nets so well when dealing with the outside counsel. Also, big thank you to Bruce Bender and Scott Cantone, over there in the back. I see Bruce, thank you. Without those guys, we would have no heat, hot water, or gas in this building. So thank you so much for helping us navigate all the state, city, and borough nuances to get us here. It's been incredible. Thank you to Blackstone GSO for providing the financing for this facility. And there's so many people on the Brooklyn Nets team that I want to thank. This has been a huge team effort, and there's so many people behind me that have contributed to this. I want to just mention a few who are team leaders. First of all, Brett Yormark, right here. Brett has been incredible, again, with his vision and seeing what this place would become and communicating that vision to our partners and sponsors here. Thank you, Brett. Also, Charlie Mirzwa, our CFO, who made sure that all the numbers added up and we were adequately covered on everything and well-financed. Not sure where Charlie is. Charlie, over there, thank you. I mentioned Jeff Gewurtz already for representing our legal team. Also from the Nets, two people that put a lot of effort into today, Barry Baum and Mandy Gutman. Thank you so much, you guys. A wonderful job and a great menu. And now going back to the very beginning, I saw Milton Lee over here who did a ton of research looking for the best practices and visiting so many different practice facilities to make sure that we implemented the best of the best when we built our own. Thank you, Milton. And also, I think somewhere with him, David Carlock from Machete Development. David has been our consultant and has become a really good, loyal friend, starting with our Barclays days and now on this facility as well. So David has been involved in 2 Nets homes now. Oh, over there. David, please raise your hand. Thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without you. And I think by now you can be counted as an honorary Nets member, although I know some other teams are trying to claim you as such as well, but we were here first. And finally, going back to the very beginning, how we found this space and how this all came about. It was with the help of our friends from Cushman Wakefield, the team of Bruce Mosler, John Herman, and Glenn Markman, when they signed up for this job of finding a new home for us and left really no stone unturned and were with us the whole way from negotiating the lease to, to today. I want to thank them so much for being amazing partners. I'm not sure if Bruce is here today. And I want to mention Glenn Markman and give Glenn a very special shout out. Glenn, who's unfortunately no longer with us today, and I'm going to try not to cry. Glenn was an amazing supporter of the Nets. He was a huge fan, an amazing professional, and was very passionate about finding a new home for us. So unfortunately, though he's not with us today, we do commemorate his memory and his contribution to the Nets and to the borough. There is a permanent plaque in Glenn's honor that is installed downstairs on the main floor by the elevators. And I also want to present the second copy of that plaque. I believe Greg Markman, Glenn's brother, is somewhere in the audience. Greg, can you please come up here? It's a heavy plaque, so I'll just finish. Not only was Glenn a true Brooklynite and a huge champion of the borough and the Nets, he was also a really great guy, a really fun guy, and an awesome dad. I mean, how many people can say that their dad sang back up on the Nets anthem, that came out our first year in Brooklyn? So on behalf of all the Nets, thank you so much. And Greg, it's a heavy plaque, so hold on one sec. I need to put this down. There we go, I've been working out. I just want to make sure that the whole Markman family and the Cushman Wakefield family knows that we appreciate Glenn's contribution, and he will forever be in our minds and in our hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for not turning on the elevator music on me. I am actually done with my 5 pages. Thank you all so much for coming, and thank you everyone for your hard work and for your support.
Irina, thank you so much. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears clearly went into making this happen, and we're thrilled that today's the day that we get to see the finished product. Our next speaker was so instrumental in bringing Hospital for Special Surgery to this project on board. He oversees the business side of the Nets and Barclays Center. Please welcome the CEO of Brooklyn Sports and Entertainment, Mr. Brett Yormark.
Thank you, Ian. It's an honor to be here today to celebrate this great moment for the Brooklyn Nets and Sunset Park. I want to thank a few people as well today. I want to express my deep appreciation to Michael and Dimitri, the chairman of the Nets, for building a world-class training center that will be the envy of the entire NBA. I also want to thank you, Irina, your vision and your tireless effort in making this training center a reality. Congratulations. And let's give Irina a big hand. I'd also like to recognize Bruce Ratner. Bruce, today cements the completion of your vision to bring the Nets to Brooklyn, and we thank you very much. When we began looking for a partner for our future training center, Hospital for Special Surgery stood out. A global leader in orthopedics and rehabilitation, HSS stresses performance, prevention, and recovery. This powerful combination creates the core pillars of the HSS Training Center. We also want to thank our other partners, Nike, ProHealth Urgent Care, and Hayworth. We appreciate their strong support and for being great contributors to the Nets family. Through the HSS Training Center, we will cultivate an identity and culture and differentiate ourselves throughout the NBA. We will offer players the finest amenities in the world, not to mention the chance to shoot into the New York skyline. We're also pleased that our new D-League team, the Long Island Nets, will hold practices during their inaugural season here at the HSS Training Center before they permanently move to Nassau Coliseum for Season 2. The tough, industrial vibe of HSS Training Center reflects the perseverance of our borough and the kind of team we want to be. But HSS Training Center will not be limited to professional athletes. In keeping with the Nets' deep commitment to the borough, this venue will be an active part of Sunset Park, such as hosting youth basketball clinics and local business development functions. And today, we are delighted to welcome kids from Sunset Park, District 15. Welcome. Additionally, our organization will offer internship and job shadow opportunities to students from Sunset Park. We will promote our periodic job fairs at Barclays Center to Sunset Park residents. We also plan to give kids in Sunset Park the chance to attend family entertainment events at Barclays Center. Furthermore, we are proud to be an economic driver to Industry City by bringing 40 full-time employees from our New Jersey practice facility. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce the leader and visionary of HSS, who continues to make his hospital a worldwide innovator in healthcare. I am proud to call Mr. Lou Shapiro a friend and a partner. Please welcome the CEO of HSS, Lou Shapiro.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's obvious that something like this takes hundreds, if not thousands, of people to make this a reality. There's one individual that I would like to thank who's responsible for the beginning and the continuance of this relationship over the course of a very long time. One of the physician leaders at HSS and the medical director and boss of everything healthcare here, Dr. Riley Williams. I just briefly want to talk about three things: vision, training, and teamwork. Three things that are relevant to how we got here today and why we are here. First thing is vision. This is obvious that dreams do come true. Once upon a time, this team was in New Jersey. A few people had a very large vision and a dream, and only a few years later, look what's been created. An NBA team in Brooklyn, the amazing Barclays Center, and now this, the HSS Training Center. Second thing is training. A sign of any world-class organization is one that is committed to providing a great work environment and one that is committed to training. I can think of no organization that demonstrates this more than the Brooklyn Nets, something that we have also in common. Third thing is teamwork. The success of any organization is dependent on teamwork. Sometimes this occurs only within the organization, and sometimes it occurs between organizations. And in this case, I'm talking about the teamwork that exists between the Brooklyn Nets and HSS. Our partnership began in New Jersey in 2004, moved to Brooklyn with the opening of the Barclays Center in 2012, and now over 12 years from the very beginning, our partnership has enabled us to be here today. As extraordinary as HSS is, we are determined to be even better tomorrow. We've earned our reputation, a world-class reputation, by helping people from all walks of life, including elite athletes, get back in the game. And I'm thrilled that we are partnering with the Nets in this extraordinary state-of-the-art training facility to help keep the players healthy, on the court, and performing to their highest levels possible. HSS and the Nets are two very special organizations. It's a privilege to be part of the Nets family, and I'm ecstatic that they are part of ours. While we both have roots in different parts of our great city, HSS in Manhattan, the Nets in Brooklyn, our brands are bigger than our location, and our impact extends far beyond our geographic boundaries. Two local organizations, two great teams, two global brands, and one fantastic partnership. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lou, and thanks for being such an outstanding long-term partner to the Brooklyn Nets. Our next speaker is a renowned sports medicine surgeon at HSS. He's been the Nets medical director since the 2004-2005 season and also serves as the head team physician. The Nets are very fortunate to have him, and we welcome to the podium Dr. Riley Williams.
So I'll make this a little more informal, a little more personal. I grew up in a not-so-nice part of Los Angeles, California, had a little bit of an aptitude for science and math, and by God's good graces was able to tread a path here to New York City, always hoping I could have the opportunity to be involved in the care of professional athletes. So imagine my good fortune sitting with Brett Yormark and Bruce Ratner, the other, Rod Thorne, I think at the time, being sold on a vision about moving to Brooklyn and having a Nets athletic training facility. Well, I was happy just with being part of the team. And just having been around a number of organizations here in New York, I will tell you, you will find no finer group of individuals as people who deserve this and who are more ready to step into the arena and battle. I really feel like I have brothers in arms with this organization, and it's one of the finer points of my professional life. I really treasure it, and I thank you all for having me be a part of it. Basketball, as you all know, is a physically demanding sport. You guys all know about the 82-game schedule. It really starts 6 weeks before that schedule even starts, and if you're good, it often lasts a month or two after. So we all know that centralization of healthcare is better healthcare. That's a big move in the U.S. So I felt that the opening of the athletic training center here was probably even more significant than the opening of the Barclays Center. It allows us a place where we can live, meet, talk, treat, prevent, and provide to players with the best of health care. I congratulate you, and I look forward to many more years together working out of this beautiful building. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Our next speaker has Brooklyn in his DNA. He's a native of the borough, graduate of prestigious Brooklyn Tech High School, only a few blocks from Barclays Center. Right now, please welcome the Deputy Commissioner of the NBA, Mr. Mark Tatum.
Thanks, Ian. Thank you, Ian. as Ian said, it's an honor for me to be here, being raised here in Brooklyn. And as most of you look out and you see that beautiful New York City skyline, I actually see Brooklyn Tech, which is actually visible from here. So, so for me, it's special to be here. I want to thank and congratulate Mikhail Prokhorov, Irina Pavlova, Brett Yormark, and Dmitry Rasimov for this fantastic accomplishment in bringing the HSS Training Center here to Brooklyn. I'd also like to thank for their support Lou Shapiro and Dr. Riley Williams for the investment that they've made in this partnership with the training center to make this a reality in coming here. And I'd also like to thank Brooke Lopez and the rest of the Brooklyn Nets teammates who are here to welcome us to your new home here in Brooklyn. As I said, I was raised here in Brooklyn, and to see a facility of this nature here in my hometown is special. I know that in the NBA, it's such a competitive environment, and NBA athletes are world-class athletes. And here in Brooklyn now, they have a world-class facility to be able to train, to be able to work out, to be able to get better at their craft and get better as a team and get better as individuals. And that's a fantastic thing to have in the borough of Brooklyn. What it shows to me is not only will it be an investment in the players for them to get better, but it's also going to be an opportunity to recruit new talent and to bring people here, because when you walk into this facility, you can't help but sense the commitment that ownership has to continue to build this organization between a world-class facility right down the road in the Barclays Center and a world-class facility here. But it's not just about what happens on the court, it's also what happens off the court. And again, as I look out and I see these young Brooklynites here, knowing what this facility is going to mean to them going forward really warms my heart, because it's going to provide places for them to come and learn the game of basketball, to participate in youth basketball clinics, to participate in other community events throughout the year. And I think that is going to be one of the legacies, in addition to what you see on the court, but what you see off the court with respect to having this facility here. So again, I just want to congratulate and the commitment that ownership has to Brooklyn in building a world-class facility like this, and hope you all get to enjoy the tour afterwards. Thank you very much.
And our final speaker here today is having a career year. On the court, numbers speak for themselves. 20 points, 8 rebounds, nearly 2 blocks per game. He's been a superstar on the floor. He's been a superstar in the community. I've been associated with this franchise for 22 years, and I can tell you that he's been one of the best players over that span, but he's really been one of the best people as well. Please welcome Brooke Lopez.
Thank you, Rondé. I couldn't help but notice, Ian, I'm a little surprised that we got an Ian-sized podium, even though we had the mayor, myself, and Mr. Prokhorov here today. I don't know how that worked out, but I'll figure it out. I'm the MC. Yeah, master of ceremonies, that's true. You get what you want, but I'll figure it out. I'm just so excited to be here today. I want to thank Mr. Prokhorov, Dmitry, Irina, and Brett for delivering the best training center, no question, in the NBA. I mean, what player wouldn't want to call HSS Training Center his home? It's first class all the way, and absolutely, I mean, look at that view. You gotta love the view. Hopefully it doesn't distract too much from our practice. We have shades? Okay, good. We might be all right then. And then, obviously, I want to thank Dr. Williams Riley for everything he's done, for helping move this forward, setting this up. And I absolutely know firsthand how great you are at getting players back on the court after injury and what HSS can do for athletes. You're, no question, the best at what you do. This is my 8th season with the Nets, and after starting in Izod, moving to Prudential, finally getting to Barclays, now having the HSS Training Center built, we're finally all in Brooklyn, so we can really say hello Brooklyn and mean it. I'm already looking forward to our first practice tonight. Hopefully Tone Coach doesn't run us too much after our break. I enjoyed my break. I know the fellas did as well, so hopefully he'll take it a little easy on us. But I'm very excited about our future here. Thank you.
Practice is 4 hours from now, just so you know. Synchronize it, guys. 4 hours, 6 o'clock tonight, first practice here at the new training facility. This is a monumental day for the Brooklyn Nets and for Sunset Park. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We will now have the group take a photo opportunity here. If the players can also come up to the podium and join us up here for a photo opportunity. Following those photos, we will break away for interviews, one-on-one, followed by the tours. And we want to thank each and every one of you for coming out today and joining us here in Brooklyn. Have a great day, everybody.